30-21 in the fourth quarter.
Welcome to POSTCAST. The Utah Jazz went up against the #2 defensive team in all of the NBA tonight and throttled their defense. We're talking about it coming up on POSTCAST. David Locke along with Ron Boone for you here on POSTCAST as the Utah Jazz destroy the Los Angeles Lakers' vaunted defense in a dominating offensive performance tonight, scoring 130 points, having 5 players in double figures, and really an incredible collective effort along the way tonight for the Utah Jazz. And so Ron Boone, as the Jazz win this one 130-116, and the Lakers defense, which we sold from the beginning of the broadcast all the way out about being so great, didn't show that at all. What did the Jazz do offensively tonight to completely dominate this basketball game?
Well, they shot the basketball very well, but they also put themselves in a position where they could shoot the basketball very well because they had good looks. They had great ball movement. Guys was running and getting into their offense early, and I think that really makes a difference. Even though they're not fast break points, they're still points that you're getting in what I call maybe a secondary break. Now, you look at this ball game, David, all 4 quarters the Jazz shoot over 50%.
Oh, interesting.
65% in the first quarter, 60%. They were at 60% by the end of the half. And then, at 51, I mean, they just only the third quarter did they shoot under 50%, and that was at 35, but they still was at 52%, for the 3 quarters.
And the Jazz scored 40 points in the first quarter tonight.
Yeah, that's unheard of. I mean, you don't see that happening with them, but they're capable of doing it once they get hot. 1, 2, 3, 4 3-point shots that were made, marking with 12 points in that first quarter. They had it going on.
Wasn't anything too crazy. It was so interesting. We really sold this game expecting this kind of question of could you keep the Lakers out of transition? Could you make them in the half court? Could you run them? They're a bad transition defensive team. I mean, the Lakers did come in as the #2 defensive team in the league, but with a flaw. They were the 28th ranked defensive team in the league, and the Jazz did run. They really got going. At one point, the Jazz in transition were averaging over 2 points a possession. But by the end of the night, they were scoring in both the half court. They just kind of broke their defensive soul, which is awfully impressive.
So if you can be consistent, David, with your numbers, and think about your numbers that you put up. The Jazz may be averaging a certain amount of assists a game, 29. They might be shooting 48% there from the field and getting to the free. If you have those numbers and you consistently have those numbers, what does that do to another team that has to have one of their better ball games in order to beat you? Consistency, I think, is what the Jazz are thriving on right now so far in the early part of the year.
Jazz tonight, this is an incredible number, shot 20 of 21 at the rim, according to the website Cleaning the Glass. 20 of 21 at the rim. LeBron missed more shots at the rim than the Jazz did the whole night.
Yeah. He came up with short with some layups. And then, sometimes those shots were contended. Anthony Davis, who's been getting 17 of his 23, 24 points that he averaged a ball game at the rim, and that was not the case now tonight, even though, he ended up with did he score in the second half? I only got him for he didn't even score in the second half.
Anthony Davis didn't score in the second half?
Didn't score. I got him for 20 points.
Finished with 22.
Finished with 22, so he did get 20. Yeah, he did get 22 points. 2 points in the second half.
All right, let's back up to the offense for a second. What are they doing? What are they doing? They don't have Doncic. They don't have Trae Young. They don't have Donovan Mitchell. What are they doing?
The Lakers or
no,
the Jazz? The Jazz. Again, they have a system, I think, that the more I watch them, they're getting a lot out of their system. And they have guys that are playing freely. I mean, this is not supposed to be a good team, but they're playing well together. Conley's just unbelievable. I mean, he's really getting, what do you have, 10 assists tonight, and in 31 minutes of play. He just I'm very, very impressed.
Well, I talked to Mike before the game tonight in the locker room, and I mean, not only is he just truly one of the most pleasant people to talk to, he really just, I just said to him, like, I can't believe, like, the glue you are and the fabric and, excuse me, how you're holding this all together. And he just was so energized by it. He said it's been such an enjoyable task and such a quest to try to do this. And he just seems to be having